Hi book friends, Michelle here, back with another video. And today I'm doing something different that is a tag or a set of questions rather that was created by Robert G., reader of books. Thank you for creating this, Robert. And it's really interesting because this is a set of questions that really doesn't have a lot to do with reading, but these are questions kind of based on the idea that we avid readers are kind of an exclusive group of people who have different tastes than perhaps other people do. Maybe we have common tastes that other people don't share. But these questions I thought would be a fun way to get to know me better. And I've really enjoyed watching other people do this tag as well and gotten to know their tastes in other things aside from books. I watched Suey at Suey's Book Banter do her video and I thought I'm going to do this too. So here we go. The 8 questions for readers. Questions. Number 1. What is your favorite kind of food? I really enjoy things that I cook for myself, to be perfectly honest. I'm not a person who eats out at restaurants a lot. I'm not big on takeout food. I do enjoy pizza every now and then. That's probably my favorite restaurant food or takeout food is to order pizza. But otherwise, I really enjoy my own cooking. I have several, as I'm sure a lot of people do, you get your tried and true recipes that you go back to time and time again, your favorites, things like lasagna or recipes that have been in your family for a long time, that kind of thing. Especially in wintertime, I love really warm, savory meals. I like casseroles. I like stews and soups and that kind of thing. And those to me are really not only fun to make for myself, but really economical as well. I'll usually make a big batch of something and then freeze it or eat it throughout the week or what have you. So yeah, I think I'd have to say my favorite kind of food is food that I have prepared for myself. And I know some people find it difficult to cook for one. I've been doing it so long, it just comes naturally to me by this point. So yeah, it's just something I enjoy. Number 2, what's my favorite kind of music? My very favorite music all comes from the 1970s. That is by far my favorite musical decade. All my favorite music comes, I love the diversity that came out of the 1970s. We had, everything from Led Zeppelin to Fleetwood Mac to ABBA to Kenny Rogers to AC/DC to disco, you name it. 70s for me is my very favorite music. Even the novelty songs, the one-hit wonders, I even like those kind of songs as well. So yeah, that's my favorite if I had to choose one. Number 3, if you were prevented from reading this is an awful question to even contemplate, but if you were prevented from reading ever again, what would you do? Fortunately, I do have a lot of hobbies. I never get bored in life. I always have some project or another going on. So if I was, for some reason, prevented from ever reading again, I would lean harder into one of my other projects or hobbies, such as crochet. I've made several blankets and you name it by crocheting. I also love to do some knitting. I have a scarf that I'm currently working on. That's taking me a while. I also like to photograph things like animals and nature. I've taken some photographs on my travels. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah. I also, I love to draw. So I like to do portraits kind of art and things like that. I also enjoy painting. Acrylic painting. and some abstract acrylic art that I've done. And then recently, I think it was last year, I got it in my head that I was going to use colored pencils to recreate images from the cover art of my favorite books of all time and just display them in my home on the walls and so on. So I didn't get very far into it. I did one or two. Here's one that I completed, and I took inspiration from the cover of Out by Natsuo Kirino, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And I kind of created a portrait or a drawing based on one of my favorite books. So yeah, maybe one day I will actually complete this project and be able to hang the art on my walls or in a library if I ever have a library. Anyhow, that was just one of my many projects. I enjoy other things such as spending time in nature. So yeah, if something happened that I couldn't read for whatever reason, I would lean more into my multitude of other hobbies and pastimes and hopefully finish more projects. Question number 4. What's my favorite city? Well, this is hard. I'd have to say my favorite city is the one I grew up in, the one I still live in, my hometown. But I don't think that's what he meant to ask by this question. I think it's more like globally in the world, what's your favorite city you've been to or traveled to? So that's what I'm going to answer. And for that one, I have 2 places that just are unique. The first city I love is Los Angeles, California. I love to escape to warm weather, and I've been fortunate enough to travel to California several times. And I don't know, Los Angeles just has a vibe all on its own. Like, it's such a unique fashion and vibe, and just the history of the Hollywood Hills and all the folklore that goes along with Los Angeles and the music that came out of that area. Should come as no surprise that I like Los Angeles since the 1970s. It's one of my favorite musical decades. And there was a lot of great music that came out of places like Laurel Canyon in the 1970s. People like Joni Mitchell and Neil Young and the Eagles, and the list goes on and on. So I have a soft spot for Los Angeles, California. My other favorite city, if I'm allowed to pick 2, would be Honolulu, Hawaii. It's so rich in Polynesian culture. I love the people. I love the weather. I do not believe it's too crowded. I haven't been there since 2015, 2016, something like that. It's about 10 years ago, but I mean, it's always enjoyable. Like, I don't know. It just is a really special city to me. It's a very small city, densely populated, but the nature, the ocean, the vibe, the culture there kind of compensates for maybe the, lack of space or what have you. I personally have never felt that it's, too touristy or what have you. There's still a lot of nature and space and cultural immersion to be had there, no matter when you go. So yeah, one of my favorite cities. Los Angeles and Honolulu, they're both right up there for me. Number 5, favorite beverage, alcoholic. Well, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I quit drinking it quite a few years back. It just didn't agree with me anymore, and I just didn't see the point. I used to drink. I also used to smoke years and years ago, but yeah, I don't miss it. Back in the day, I was very much a beer drinker. I loved, especially what am I trying to say here? The advent of craft breweries, small microbreweries, and the kind of beer that was coming out a few years back, and like all these different flavors and profiles. And yeah, I was into that. I loved my beer back in the day when I used to drink alcohol. I was never a wine person. That never appealed to me. Like, I never enjoyed drinking wine, but I love beer. Favorite beverage, non-alcoholic. That's a tough one. I love coffee. I love iced tea, as we call it here in Canada, or sweet tea, as some people call it. In the South, yeah, those are probably my top two. I'm not a big drinker of sugary drinks. Every now and then, I might have a caffeine-free Diet Pepsi. If I'm going to drink a pop or a soda, that would be my go-to drink. Especially if I'm having pizza. I like that combination of cola and pizza together. So yeah. Question number 6, sorry. Number 7. We're already at number 7. What is your favorite time of day? I am an early bird. I wake up with the birds 5 a.m. when the sun comes up. I love to watch the sunrise. I love to drink my coffee in the morning when it's early. When everything's quiet and still, I can sit and read for a couple hours before I have to get ready for work, or at least an hour. On a work day, at least an hour. On a day off, maybe a couple hours. Just kind of lingering over coffee and reading a book. I love that. So yeah, I'd have to go with early morning. That would be my top favorite time of day, I think. I also like bedtime for the same reasons. It's just nice and relaxing, and you get to read at the end of the day or I do anyway, before I go to bed. So yeah. Number 8, what is your favorite season? Again, this one is too hard to pick just one. I have 2 favorite seasons, 2 favorite months actually, and I like them both probably for the same exact reasons. First of all, I love spring, particularly the month of May. Why do I love spring so much? Winters here where I live are really long. You know, sometimes winter starts in October and it doesn't warm up until March or April. So yeah, 6 months of the year, sometimes 7. If we're lucky, 5. But, and with climate change, winters have gotten a little shorter and less snow lately. But anyhow, yeah, I love May because May feels like summer. The weather is really nice and warm, but not too hot yet. There are no bugs yet, no mosquitoes, no wasps. They haven't come out yet. So I love May. Everything's in bloom, everything's greening up nicely, and yeah, it's usually beautiful out. So I love the month of May. My other favorite season, of course, is fall, October. Spooky season, whatever you want to call it. It is, for me, cozy season. Again, I love it because there's no bugs. There are no mosquitoes. Usually they're long gone by October. I love Halloween. I love candles. I love the fact that it gets dark earlier, like around 6 o'clock in the evening. Lots of time to light up candles and watch movies or read a good book. I love hot drinks like hot chocolate, tea. I drink a lot more tea in the fall and winter season than I do any other time of the year. And yeah, I just love everything about fall, October. So there you have it. If you found these questions interesting, please feel free to do this tag. I just thought it was interesting, and I'd be curious to see if we readers have different tastes or common tastes than other people do. I don't know. I think maybe a lot of us share common hobbies and so on, but yeah, I'd be interested to see what you have to say to the answers of these questions. So thanks for watching. Thank you for indulging me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.